Last year, the U.S. Open Cup meant high drama and ultimately disappointment for the Philadelphia Union. They made it all the way to the final, fell to the Seattle Sounders on this field. This year, Philadelphia kicks off its Open Cup campaign tonight at PPL Park against the Rochester Rhinos. With former U.S. Women's National Team goalkeeper Jill Lloyden, I'm Jonathan Yardley. Glad you could join us for this Open Cup game. Jill, 1 year ago, Philadelphia was playing Harrisburg, same round of the Open Cup. It was Jim Curtin's first game in charge. How are the Union different now, a year later, as they enter his second Open Cup campaign?
Well, they've come a long way in 1 year. Jim Curtin's taken the role of the captain of this team. He has gotten his team to really buy into what he wants them, the style that he wants them to play. And they've won 3 out of the last 5 games in the middle of this MLS campaign. So they're feeling really confident right now. And I think that they have a good starting lineup for tonight. Good chance to win this game.
Jim Curtin won this trophy as a player with the Chicago Fire. He takes the tournament very seriously. It is a strong Union lineup, and it's going to have to be because Rochester is legit. 8-0-4 to lead USL. And Jill, defensively, the Rhinos, really tough to break down. What makes them so effective at the back?
Really great defensive team, big, strong back line, good center backs. Although their goalkeeper's only had 5 starts this year, he has a lot of experience, 5th year with the Rhinos. Really hard to break down. They kind of bunker in, sit back, so it's going to be tough for the Union to break down.
Jim Curtin talked in his press conference this week about trying to get low crosses in, not send in against those trees. What's the key for the Union to do offensively tonight?
To be patient. They've got to be patient and really break down the defense, exploit some areas and gaps that the Rhinos are giving up, and just possess through the midfield, use Maidana, use Noguera, and Wenger. Go 1v1 when he gets in the final third and get end line, get some services in.
All right, we'll have the starting lineups and the kickoff when we come back between the Philadelphia Union and the Rochester Rhinos, the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. After this short break, lineups and kickoff coming your way next.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then an experience is worth millions. We don't remember days, we remember moments. The best thing about memories is making them, and the memories we make here will last a lifetime. For tickets, visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com today.
I became an Allstate agent to be a trusted advisor for the families in my community.
I became an Allstate agent to help customers protect the things that matter, their homes, their cars, and their lives.
I get to build a legacy for my family.
I love welcoming my customers into my Allstate family.
I'm Bev Logan in King of Prussia.
I'm Tom Mowen in Springfield.
Looking for a new career? Allstate is looking to appoint new agents in Philadelphia and the surrounding counties.
Call 877-470-8150. Select option 1 for more information.
History is important because it shows where you're coming from and where you're going. Type 2 diabetes is something that runs in my family, which means I'm at risk. In fact, 1 in 3 American adults are at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. And knowing this, if I do nothing, that family history becomes my family's future. And my family is too important to me for that. Take the risk factor assessment today at AskScreenKnow.com.
We don't give up. We don't quit. We keep going. Day in, day out. We fight on. Why? Because we are champions. Be a champion.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then an experience is worth millions. We don't remember days, we remember moments. The best thing about memories is making them, and the memories we make here will last a lifetime. For tickets, visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com today.
...2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Major League Soccer clubs entering today in the 4th round. We're at PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania to see the Philadelphia Union and the 1999 champion, the Rochester Rhinos. We told you Rochester unbeaten in USL play this season. And we take a look at the Rhinos starting lineup. We expect to see them in a 4-4-2 formation. Brandon Miller is the goalkeeper. Abbasi, McMahon, Van de Castile, and Ringhoff at the back. Taj, Garzi, Walls, Mendoza in the middle. Valesky and Forbes up front. Jill, as we talked about, that back four is big. What else are we looking for from the Rhinos?
Look for them to play a lot through their center midfielders. Mendoza, Walls, Garzi, great center mids. Like to be the engine, like a lot of touches on the ball, creative, and can create a lot out of that center mid.
Watch out for Asani Samuels off the bench. He had the 2 game-winning goals in their 3rd round win over Harrisburg. Turning the page to the Philadelphia Union, it's the, by now familiar for Union fans, 4-2-3-1. This is almost their starting lineup. Brian Carroll is rested, so Zach Pfeffer and Vincent Noguera will start behind the attacking midfielders. Eric Ayuk in for Sebastian Letou, Ray Gaddis in for Shane Williams. What else stands out to you, Jill?
Well, this is a really, really exciting lineup. A lot of players who are creative in there. Ayuk, Wenger, Sapong, Maidana, Noguera, everybody who likes to play possession 1 and 2 touch, very creative. I'm ready for a really exciting matchup tonight.
John McCarthy does get the start in goal. He was the USL goalkeeper and rookie of the year last year for the Rhinos. And, of course, now he plays for the Union. Their other fully healthy goalkeeper, Brian Silvestri, is cap-tied. That means he played in the same tournament with a different team, in this case the Carolina Railhawks. Andre Blake, coming back from that meniscus tear, is the backup goalkeeper available off the bench for the Union tonight. Last year, the first 2 games for Philadelphia, Jim Curtin said, were the toughest games. They went to overtime against both Harrisburg and against the New York Cosmos. They won both of those. Here you get a look at their starting lineup tonight. Again, this is in formation. We told you 4-2-3-1 with Maidana in the midfield. And here we go in the U.S. Open Cup, the 4th round, Philadelphia and Rochester on this Tuesday evening. Busy week, 9 games tonight, 7 games tomorrow in the U.S. Open Cup. 32 teams left, 5 wins for somebody to lift the trophy. The Union lost in the final last year to Seattle, heartbreakingly on this field 9 months ago to the day. They start their 2015 quest for the U.S. Open Cup tonight. Philadelphia in white, this is Ray Gaddis turning out of pressure. Rochester in green and gold stripes, and a whistle already behind the play. And it's Julian Ringhoff who's come up bleeding already. And he's coming over to the Rochester bench just a minute in here. The referee, Robert Sagiba, asking him to leave until they get that bleeding under control. Now he's one of the center backs. And so Tony Walls will drop back into the middle of that Rochester defense. And already we can see, Jill, Rochester is going to come out maybe not quite in a 4-4-2 because Kennardo Forbes is dropping back as a midfielder, more like a 4-5-1.
Yes, that'll give some space for the Union to play in the back and really allow the play to develop through the center backs and into the midfielders.
Of course, matches Philadelphia's formation, at least to start with. So Christian Valesky, the lone true front runner for Rochester, to start things out.
This is what I want to see for the Union in this game, is to really possess the ball and wait for the Rhinos to come out of their shape, out of their defending shape, and then really exploit the areas that they're going to give up.
They might be waiting a long time.
But it's always good to have a do back there on the ball, getting touches, starting play. As we see Pfeffer here back in the starting lineup tonight, it's good to see him back. Provides definitely an attacking threat. He's so creative, exciting player.
Gaddis in the lineup for the first time since May 17th for the Union due to injury. Noguera brings it to Richie Marquez, the second-year center back. Floats it long. Ringhoff is back on, but that was Van de Castile winning the header. And now Pat McMahon, the right back, under pressure, concedes a corner.
And right there, that's what Coach Curtin is really trying to get them to do. Is they played a long ball in. It was a 50-50 ball. Rhinos got possession of it, but the Union tried to win it back within 5 seconds, which is really what Coach Curtin is trying to instill in this team. And look what happens. They get a corner from it.
Christian Maidana lines up the corner, 4th minute. Maurice Adu lines up the second ball. Noguera keeps it alive to Maidana. Wenger and Maidana exchange passes. Now Van de Castile will bring it backward to Brandon Miller. Here is Canardo Forbes, but he couldn't hold on to that, and it comes back to Philadelphia. All the way back now to John McCarthy.
Good decision. I'd like to see that possession a little bit more throughout this game, as they're not making rash decisions. They're not going forward too early. They just want to keep the ball, keep possession, and allow the play to develop.
This is Fabinho on the left. And McMahon clears upfield for Rochester. One back by Noguera. Under some pressure, no, Tony Walls stripped him. Got it to Valesky. This is Mendoza. Backward to the left back, Anawa Obasi. Obasi, a big guy at left back, but still quick, and we understand he is on MLS club's radar, even at this early juncture of the USL season. Fifth minute in the shadows of the Commodore Barry Bridge. Second all-time meeting between these clubs. 3 years ago, right here, Philadelphia beat Rochester 3-0. Not a whole lot of guys still around from that game. Brandon Miller, Rochester's goalkeeper tonight, was on the bench that night. For Philadelphia, Shannon Williams, the only man in the lineup today who played in that one. Mendoza trying to keep this one in. He can't save it, and it'll be out for a Philadelphia goal kick.
And there's Mendoza really trying to start to create some sort of attack for Rochester, who in the first 5 minutes hasn't really had too much play in their attacking third. But everything is going to go through Mendoza tonight.
Miller with a missed kick there after McMahon played it back to him with his feet and turns it over to Philadelphia. Wenger wants to play quickly, looking for CJ Sapong, who's been so good in MLS play lately. He forces a turnover. Here's Noguera to Ray Gaddis, the right back. Eric Ayuk. He played in USL over the weekend on loan to Harrisburg, scored, and now is back with the Union. I think Jim Curtin said he doesn't get tired. Any 90 minutes we can get Eric Ayuk, we're going to get him.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player, and I love his backflips, to be honest.
They take this one quickly. Going to drive it low. Defended well, but still alive for Maidana. Right-footed delivery. Over the head of Marquez and cleared. Rochester really behind the ball at the moment. I think just trying to weather these first 15 minutes. Long switch, well brought down, played across and cleared over the top by Ringhoff for a corner.
It's good to see the Union actually getting in those areas and getting some chances on frame, on goal, getting more and more opportunities to score. I think the more and more they create, the better chances they have to score. good play from the Union already.
You saw Ringhoff has his nose stopped up to stay in there. It's the second corner for the Union. Maidana delivers. Brandon Miller out aggressively to catch that one. 4th year out of UNC Wilmington, but he had only played 4 games until this year. And a goalkeeper, Sean Murdoch, coming in from Scotland. They have Adam Grinwis, another good keeper on the bench, but Brandon Miller has been the guy. Pfeffer tried to find Ayuk there. He couldn't hold on to it. On the counter, Rochester was trying to find Christian Valesky, but Richie Marquez broke it up. Sapong trying to turn at the top of the penalty area, harassed by 2, still fighting with the ball. And finally, Taj comes away with it. Ayuk fighting for the ball, won it, played it across, and again, cleared away desperately by the Rhinos.
And this play really starts with a great step and a tackle from Ray Gaddis, and which I really like is Fabinho and Gaddis stepping up higher, allowing them to play more attacking. They're definitely creating more from the flanks. Great defensive play by Gaddis to get this going.
McMahon clears upfield, easily won by Marquez. Philadelphia, as Jill mentioned earlier, has won 3 of its last 5 in MLS play. We told you about Rochester's fantastic start to the season, 8-0-4 in league play, plus Open Cup wins over Greater Binghamton and Harrisburg. The Harrisburg game came in overtime, and it came at a cost. Their Cape Verdean forward, Duba, one of their toughest attackers, was red carded, and so he's unavailable tonight. Tyler Rudy, who had been on loan to the team, wasn't a regular, is back with the New England Revolution for their Open Cup game.
Good little combination through. But that's where the Union really want Wenger to get the balls. It's in that attacking third so we can go 1v1, get end line, pull that ball back and get some more chances on frame.
One other Open Cup game going on at the moment, and we get word the New York Red Bulls have already opened the scoring against the Atlanta Silverbacks up the road in Harrison, New Jersey. Lloyd Sam with the early goal to put the Red Bulls in front. Bad tackle there on Zach Pfeffer, and it'll be a free kick for Philadelphia. It looked like Tony Walls, the former Chicago Fire midfielder and the captain for the Rhinos, called for the foul.
This will be a good opportunity for the Union, whether they decide to shoot it on frame or look for maybe Marquez or Wenger on the header.
No fence sitting. What do you want them to do?
I would like to see a shot.
There we go. Chaco Maidana lines it up for Philadelphia. Just over the top. He was thinking the same way Jill Lloyden was.
I think he wants that one back.
I think he'd like a few more cracks at that for sure.
Yeah. At least on frame, give the Union a chance on a rebound.
Here's what's coming up for the Union at the LA Galaxy on Saturday. That's a big one and a tough one. And then a 3-game week. You saw home against Seattle, home against Montreal, June 24th and June 27th.
I think that'll be a good little run for the Union. I think they like to get in the rhythm, playing every other couple days and feeling good and riding some of that confidence they've had the last couple games.
When you talk about the Seattle Sounders, the team that beat the Union in the Open Cup final last year, as Mendoza's header is easily claimed by John McCarthy, the Union will get their chance at regular season revenge in a week. Bad back pass picked off by CJ Sapong. Lays it off behind Maidana. Still a chance, cleared off the line. And a bad touch by Pfeffer cost them another crack at it. That should have been the opening goal, and Philadelphia not sharp enough in the final third.
Yeah, but it's a good chance, and it really comes off of that good defending that Coach Curtin has reiterated time and time again, is defending in their attacking third.
Philadelphia's been on top so far in this one, 13 minutes in. I'm going to be honest, I thought Rochester would come out and play a little bit more than they have.
Yeah, they're sitting back very defensively, just being patient, trying to win the ball. But even when they do win the ball, they haven't created much at all. Through possession, they haven't strung along any passes together yet.
Again, they are a defensive team, not completely unexpected, this posture to start. Maurice Edu connects with CJ Sapong. Noguera to Pfeffer, pressured by Tony Walls, and he did force it backward, but it stays with the Union. I don't know what to do with myself without the drum beat in the background. That was keeping the rhythm here.
I'm ready for some dupes, Jonathan.
Oh, they were just making way for the train. That's what it was. 15th minute, scoreless at PPL Park. .45 trains run a little bit late. Julian Ringhoff out of the back in the direction of Christian Voleski, chested down to Walls. Now Johnny Mendoza wide on the left. He'll take most of the Rochester set pieces. That's picked off by Eric Ayuk for Philadelphia. Play on, says the referee, and the Union do. CJ Sapong, great cutback. Feeds Pfeffer, and it's picked off by Pat McMahon. Good understanding between Wenger and Pfeffer on who was going to take that, but Pat McMahon read it as well. There's Mendoza coming centrally. Out to Onoa Obasi.
Seems like Rochester's starting to pick up a little bit more steam. Last couple of possessions have been pretty good, stringing some passes along together. They got to be a little bit more careful with the ball, though. Too many easy giveaways.
They did get through those first 15 minutes 0-0. Not by much, but they did. And you saw Canardo Forbes get forward there before Fabinho picked his pocket. .32 teams in the U.S. Open Cup at the moment. By Thursday morning, we'll be down to 16. And by Thursday afternoon, we'll know the bracket. For the first time in Open Cup history, we're going to have what should be a fixed bracket of 16 teams all the way down to the champion, instead of drawing after each round along the way. And so by Thursday afternoon, the winner of this one will know not only their next game, which would be June 30th or July 1st, but will know a good amount of their path to the final. You can catch that draw Thursday morning at ussoccer.com. Pfeffer gave that one away to McMahon, but he turns it right back to Noguera.
Union keep being patient. I like it. They're allowing their outside backs to get forward, getting more numbers into the attack, waiting for that opportunity. That's not a 50-50 chance, but more of maybe a 70-30 chance.
Great strength by Sapong, and he wins a free kick battling with Ringhoff.
He's so good at that, and all night the guys have looked to find CJ Sapong's feet, and he's done a really good job of holding up the ball and allowing the midfielders to join the attack.
3 goals in his last 4 games for CJ Sapong, now in his 5th year out of James Madison. His first, though, with the Union.
He's been really big for the Union in these last few games, especially with Aristeguieta out with injury. They're looking for CJ to take a little bit more ownership right now and find the back of the net for them.
Another free kick opportunity for Maidana. This one a little farther out. And this time he's thinking pass. Marquez's header is wide of the target.
Marquez is so good in the air. He's such an athletic specimen. And not only has he been great in the back next to Adu, but he's been threatening on set pieces.
What this doesn't, yeah, there you go. This is looking back. The only other time these teams met, I was there for that lightning delay. And Freddie Adu with 2 goals in that one. Philadelphia beat Rochester 3-0.
That's a name I haven't heard in a
Yeah,
while.
I think he's in Finland at the moment. Long switch looking for Wenger. Brandon Miller read it, but didn't play it. And Andrew Wenger still going on the end line. And he commits the foul in the end. It'll be a free kick for Rochester. Fans looking for the perfect gift for your soccer dad? Get the Dad Day 4-pack. 4 tickets to the June 24th match presented by TrueMark Financial and 1 Union tie. Why don't I have one of those? That's only $125. Purchase yours today at PhiladelphiaUnion.com. 4 tickets and a tie for June 24th. I rocked the red tie to go national team colors today.
Yeah, hopefully they get the win tonight. They win the group.
th minute here. We don't have possession numbers, but I can tell you they would be all Philadelphia.
Fabinho on the ball. He's been playing really well these last few games for the Union. I think some of the best soccer I've seen him play. And he's been great defensively, but also adding a threat in the attack, combining with Wenger, really makes him a little bit more dynamic.
Kind of a new look back line with Fabinho and Marquez back there the last couple of games. The only change today, Ray Gaddis in for Shannon Williams, who is available off the bench.
It's good to see Gaddis back in the starting lineup and healthy again. I think they missed him a little bit, but Williams did a great job stepping in, as well as Fabinho back there.
This is Mike Garzi. We haven't called his name too often. Backward to McMahon. Walls tried to play it to the corner, but couldn't connect. They seem to be rotating a little bit because Forbes had been wide on the right. He's now playing underneath the forward Valesky, and Garzi is out on this near right-hand side. Again, I kind of think that's the strategy was get through the first 15 minutes in one shape and then give them a different look.
Yeah, the more versatile you can be, the more off-putting it is for defenders. Defenders aren't really sure who they have or where the runs are going to be. So
that was a good flick by CJ Sapong. Maidana tracks it down. Goes short to Zach Pfeffer. Pfeffer thinks about it with the left foot. It's deflected out for a corner kick.
It's good to see Pfeffer taking some more chances. Here you can see he just takes a shot from about 20, 25 yards out. Good opportunity, creates a corner for them.
Brandon Miller setting the Rochester defense. Christian Maidana drops the corner kick back for Noguera. Wants to play square. Pfeffer again. It's closed down by Van de Castile. Not a bad idea by the Union, but everything not executed as quickly as it needed to be to get space. Now Wenger with the header right to Brandon Miller.
Good opportunity comes from flank play again. Wenger gets on top of that. I think maybe if he puts it down a little bit more to the ground, he has a better shot.
Jim Curtin all week said we don't want to be just throwing crosses in blindly, and they haven't done that. But they actually do get a chance there from a cross against this very big Rochester back line. Foul against Kenardo Forbes, former Jamaican international for Rochester. We mentioned Philadelphia's upcoming schedule. Rochester is back in action Friday night, short week, and that's one of the reasons we're playing on Tuesday. They're Friday night at Harrisburg. And then Saturday, June 27th, Rochester will be home against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds before the next U.S. Open Cup date, which again is June 30th or July 1st. One of these teams will be playing that week, but not both. Wenger, pocket picked. Here's Garzi. Walls had a couple of runners, drops it off for McMahon.
Good step there by Fabinho. Now that's generating some sort of attack again. It's because the outside backs can get so high defensively.
Ayuk coming inside. Noguera outside of the foot pass looking for Sapong. It was well defended by Julian Ringhoff. Outside to Gaddis. He and Ayuk play a 1-2, but not at the right speed. Out for a throw. Fans, a reminder, you can follow U.S. Soccer's coverage of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on Twitter @OpenCup. I've got that up and reading tonight to keep track of all the games. Two going on right now. One here, one up in Harrison, New Jersey. And then two more games starting at 8:30. Sporting Kansas City against St. Louis FC. And the Chicago Fire against Louisville City. Maidana gets back to that left foot. Gets it to Fabinho. Against McMahon. Cross coming in. Headed out by Obasi at the back post. Brandon Miller calls off his back line and collects that one.
Just a little bit too easy of a giveaway for a player like Gaddis there. They want to get a little bit better of a shot from that great possession that led from the left side all the way to the right side.
Owen gave the ball away easily to Rochester. Here's Kenardo Forbes getting away from Fabinho. Going to try it from distance. And it's up into the river end. Or it would have been if they hadn't smacked it away. On the banks of the Delaware here, 27th minute. Nice night. The rain has stayed away for the moment. Rochester now moving its line of confrontation up a little higher, Jill.
Yeah, I think they've sat back most of this first half and just waited for the Union to make mistakes. But the Union have been pretty patient in their attack, waiting for plays to develop. But I think Rochester's wanting to go at them a little bit more, starting to press a little higher, getting that shot there in the last minute or so.
Forbes has been involved in a lot of that, but he was whistled for a handball there in the Union restart.
A lot of play up this left side so far. Fabinho and Wenger combining a lot. Maidana getting lots of touches on the ball. He's always in and around the ball. So good.
They're still hoping to get Andrew Wenger going. He's been more and more involved, but hasn't been able to replicate his form of last year, which started in the Open Cup. He scored 2 goals in overtime to beat Harrisburg a year ago. Got a little lucky on one of them, if I recall, but seemed to spark him for the rest of the season.
I think they want to get a little bit more out of him for sure this season. He needs to get a little bit more end line, get some more serves in, continue to go 1v1, be creative, combine with Fabinho, and get some more scoring opportunities.
Wenger now in his 4th year, but his 2nd with the Union after he was traded from Montreal. Long ball, looking for the speed of Volesky. McCarthy out to meet him and stumbles enough to knock it out of bounds.
Good decision to come there. I'm not really sure what happened. It looked like it hit off his knee.
Winds up as a corner kick. Christian Volesky can fly. Rookie out of SIU Edwardsville, and he creates this corner kick, which will allow the Rhinos to bring the big guys up. Van de Castile, Ringhoff joining the fray as Mendoza prepares to deliver. Headed away by Wenger, cleared away by Ray Gaddis for Philadelphia. McMahon chips it back in, dangerous for Canardo. Forbes, he can't bring it down cleanly, and Moe Du shields him out. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that was a good play in there for them, but Union's defenders are feeling really good right now, so nothing for them.
Forbes has been their most dangerous man. He's a 27-year-old who's played indoor with the Syracuse Silver Knights for the last few years. And he had the game winner against Binghamton in the 2nd round, which was Rochester's first game this year in the Open Cup. And you saw what Volesky's speed could do a minute before that. Wenger plays it low. CJ Sapong got a touch. Brandon Miller got even more of it. Comes up with the save of the game so far for Rochester.
And that's what I want to see out of Wenger. That's the services that we want to see. The dangerous ball there to Sapong. Sapong does a good job to get on the end of it. Even better saved by Miller.
Here's a look at the 1v1 move from Wenger, leading to the chance.
The more those two can play next to each other, the more chemistry they're going to have, the more confident they're going to feel, the more they're just going to know where each other are going to be, and Wenger will know where Sapong is so he can put the ball right on his foot.
Pfeffer trying to turn. Wenger came inside and has space there. Walls hustling, though. Beat him to the ball, coming back for it. That falls to Mendoza in the center circle. Tried to play off of Volesky, but Zach Pfeffer picked it off for Philadelphia.
It's been a few minutes since Maidana's really touched the ball.
Is that on his teammates or on him, do you think?
Oh, there he is.
You didn't realize he's got an earpiece with Jill Lloyd's voice in his head. He knows when you want to shoot on a free kick. He knows when you want him to find the ball.
That's right.
I don't know how good your Spanish is, but
I think the more the Union can get the ball to Maidana, Noguera, Pfeffer, the better they're going to be, the more chances they're going to be able to create, more possession they're going to have, and hopefully pull out some Rochester defenders and really create some scoring opportunities.
This is Obasi, a rare chance to go forward. He continues the run with Valesky on the ball. Tried to play it for him, still loose, and cleared away by Richie Marquez. And look at Sapong, battles off 2 defenders to get it to Maidana, tries to return the favor. It's out of reach, and Brandon Miller will collect.
Maidana is definitely upset with himself after that. They had a great 2v3 right there. Just a little too heavy on the pass.
You saw Obasi going forward from left back a minute ago for Rochester. That was something Jim Curtin was worried about. It was one reason he wanted Eric Ayuk on the right. Make this guy defend by having Eric Ayuk running at him. I don't know how much that part of it has worked out, but really that was the first run forward Obasi's made here in the 33rd minute at the time of the run.
Yeah, I think Ayuk's got endless amounts of energy being a young guy in this league. He just is so excited to be out there. He'll be up and down the field the whole night.
This one turns over to Canardo Forbes. Great run by Mendoza. Forbes feeds it to him. Johnny Mendoza. Big stop by John McCarthy to keep us scoreless.
Great save there by McCarthy, especially because he has not really been tested all game. Making sure that he's not asleep back there, coming out when his team needs him to be big. Great save. He just comes out, makes himself big. Gaddis puts him on his left foot, takes him away from the goal. Great defending right there. Even better save.
For Philadelphia, that's certainly the defensive play of the game right now.
McCarthy's got to be happy, especially since this is against his old team.
I know, you think they've run that, they ran that in drills a few times last year?
I'm sure of it.
The throw-in goes to Valesky in the box, trying to turn Adu. Ray Gaddis will help him out and win a goal kick.
Rochester's finally starting to get their steam going in the attacking third. But the Union's defense is so solid, and they always defend in that block of 4. I think the Union really need to regroup, breathe, get the ball back under control, continue to play quick, 1 and 2 touch passes, move the ball around, start feeling good on the ball, get their touches again. It just seems too impatient right now. A little bit too impatient, a little bit, they're just playing that last pass too soon, a little bit too far away from the goal.
Despite the size of Rochester's backline, Sapong has had some success in the air against them. That's picked off by Ringhoff, and he wants to run forward. Didn't have a lot of help. Forbes with a good switch for Mendoza. That's well hit. Gaddis out to meet him. Backward to Obasi. Again, he makes his pass, continues his run, and this time it's Gaddis breaking it up. And now Gaddis and Obasi collide off the ball. No call coming. Sloppy turnovers by the Union there, and Canardo Forbes able to hold possession for Rochester. Gets it top of the penalty area with Nogueira all over him.
Nogueira is just one of those annoying little defenders who plays in the back, who's just like a gnat all over the ball. He's all over the player. He just sits in that pocket and just breaks up play for Rochester. It's hard for them to get anything going in the attacking third.
That's picked off by Van de Castile, his second year as a pro after playing with Colorado and MLS last year.
this play starting from
Forbes feeds it into Valesky, fires first time, wide at the near post, but John McCarthy not happy with his defense.
Well, Rochester's play really started from good defending with that higher line of confrontation. They're finding a little bit more success now that they're playing defense a little higher, winning balls like sloppy passes like you said the Union have been playing, and they're getting more shots on goal now.
They target Forbes off the throw-in, well won by Richie Marquez. Maidana in space. Gets past one defender. Here comes Wenger. Playing it low, looking for the run of Sapong, and it was too close to the goalkeeper, Brandon Miller. Mendoza wanted to counter there, but couldn't connect. Game opening up a bit here in the final 10 minutes of the first half. Nice touch by Wenger. Maidana keeps it going, out of the reach of Fabinho.
Good little combination play up here this left side. In the first half, they played a lot up this left flank. Be good for the Union to play up this left flank, then maybe switch it through Maidana and Noguera out to the other side. Ayuk get him some touches on the ball.
FansUSSoccer.com is your source for full coverage of the 2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. You can also follow coverage of the tournament on Twitter, as we told you before, at Open Cup. This is the fourth round when Major League Soccer teams enter. Some great drama in the earlier rounds. A couple of the amateur clubs making runs, and PSA Elite, amateur club out of California, still alive, taking on the LA Galaxy tomorrow. We also had the USL demolishing the NASL in head-to-head competition last round. Only a couple of NASL teams remaining after they beat amateur clubs to get in. Offside flag is up against Rochester.
These next 5 minutes are going to be really important for both teams. As a player, you always talk about first 5 minutes are crucial and last 5 minutes of every half are crucial. Players need to make sure they stay switched on defensively and not give up any late goals that could really create momentum going into the locker room.
Philadelphia's had more of the ball, but the latter portion of this first half has seen Rochester step its game up, and both teams have had good scoring opportunities. Ray Gaddis picked that pass off with Obasi forward. Can the Union capitalize? Not immediately, but they do still have it. Tony Walls being held by Zach Pfeffer. Free kick to Rochester.
I think they need to do a better job of playing a longer pass when they win that first ball and really just break that initial pressure and then start their attack. They're playing too many little dinky balls as soon as they win it, where Rochester has their numbers.
What's the best way to prepare for that? Is that look around and see where players are before the ball comes to you?
I think it's when you win the ball, you initially give it to the first player you see, because they have their eyes up and can see more of the field and should have a mental image of where all their teammates are. So that first pass, just give it to the closest player. Second pass has got to be a little bit longer.
It's Jill Lloyden, former goalkeeper for the U.S. national team. She's a little frustrated at not being able to watch that game tonight, but she's enjoying this one between Rochester and Philadelphia. I'm Jonathan Yardley. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Scoreless in the 42nd minute between Philadelphia and Rochester.
Don't worry, Jonathan. I've got it on DVR at home.
Oh, should we not be telling you the score?
I'm going to paint my face later. Red, white, and blue.
Some surprising results in the early games, with Cameroon upsetting Switzerland to advance at the Women's World Cup.
I guess that's a good thing, that more teams are in the World Cup this year, and they're definitely increasing their performances. A lot better teams. But we should see hopefully some more exciting play in the knockout stages.
You and I both felt a little let down by the favorites so far in this tournament.
Yeah, a lot of the top teams they don't seem to have the chemistry. They haven't been clicking yet, but hopefully once they get into the knockout stages, things will start firing on all cylinders for them.
Maidana with a missed touch, hand up in apology.
Hopefully things will start clicking for one of these two teams tonight here too.
We knew it was going to be low scoring, more than likely.
Both teams putting in pretty good defensive efforts so far.
I really want to ask if it was the plan to just play the 4-2-3-1 for 15 minutes for Rochester, or if that was made based on the way the game was going, because they're now in a fairly clear 4-4-2 and enjoying a lot more success because of it. Or at least along with it. I shouldn't say because of it. I don't know that for sure, but
maybe they just wanted to get through that first emotional 15 minutes of the game. They know that the Union are going to come out hungry, wanting to score a goal, so maybe they were just trying to weather that first 15.
Bob Lilly, the Rochester head coach, in his second stint, his fourth season, coaching the Rhinos. Born in South Jersey, raised in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, so not unfamiliar with the area. Here's Abbasi getting forward for Rochester, all the way to the back post, and Garzi. Forbes had a chance to cross and ends up firing at the near post.
Great little
Doesn't
build-up
bother
for
him.
Rochester right there, but they've got to do better to get that cross in play.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that was supposed to go.
They had numbers forward. They switched, went up the left side for them, switched it, but Forbes has got to put that across the face, give his teammates a chance.
Like Maidana a moment before, a hand up in apology from Forbes after that play.
Rochester's higher defensive line has really put some pressure on the Union, and they're giving the ball away pretty easily, like you can just see there from Fabinho. They're under a little bit of pressure, and that first 15, maybe they were just trying to lull the Union to sleep.
Well, that's where the difference is supposed to show between MLS teams and the lower levels, is consistently being able to move the ball quickly. And it has not resulted in any difference between the teams so far in this one. No score at halftime between Rochester and Philadelphia. And we're set to be joined by Philadelphia Union head coach Jim Curtin. So give us a second to get Jim a headset. No score between Philadelphia and Rochester at halftime. And we believe we have the Union head coach Jim Curtin. Jim, can you hear us?
Yes, gotcha, guys.
Jim, thoughts on the first half so far?
I thought after a decent opening, 15, 25 minutes, we had a chance to get the goal. That would open them up a bit. We didn't do that, and then they started to have a little bit of the play in the last 10 minutes. They're an organized team. It's going to be tough to break them down. But like I said, once we get that first goal, I think some more will come.
Coach Curtin, what changed in the style of play that you guys had in the first 20 minutes to the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, the kid Forbes started to come underneath of the forward and find a little space, and we gave him a little too much time to turn. He's a dangerous player, and again, this is a team that if you let them hang around, they're going to punish us.
Jim, thanks for your time.
All right,
Good
thanks
luck.
a lot, guys.
Jim Curtin joining us at halftime before heading in to try and make some changes and figure this one out. No score, just like we expected, between Philadelphia and Rochester after 45 minutes. Someone's going on in the U.S. Open Cup. We just don't know who. We'll take about a 10-minute break, come back with first half highlights and more from PPL Park. Philadelphia nothing, Rochester nothing after 45 minutes in the U.S. Open Cup.
My journey started like so many young soccer players, probably around the age 4 or 5 years old, playing locally in Philadelphia in the suburbs. working my way through a lot of hours on the training field, some battles in the backyard with my brother, my parents driving me all over the country, sacrificing a lot. Played through high school and worked my way to a college scholarship at Villanova. From there I had a great mentor in Larry Sullivan who taught me what it was like to be a pro. Was able to be fortunate enough to get drafted by the Chicago Fire. At that stage of the journey, I was literally sitting in a finance class at Villanova when I found out I was selected, so there wasn't the big to-do like there is now on ESPN where they cover the draft. So I made a decision. Bob Bradley was on the phone. I literally answered the call in a finance class, and it was kind of a moment of my journey where I had to make a big decision, and I chose to take the risk and go down to preseason with them in Florida. Wound up making the team and played 7 years there, and then 3 in Los Angeles, and now I've transitioned into coaching. So it wasn't even at the end of the career that I decided I wanted to be a coach. I knew probably my second year as a player in Chicago. Bob Bradley was our coach there at the time. And he created an environment where we all challenged each other day in and day out. And if you look at that old roster, I think it's like 15 or 16 guys now that are coaching in the league. It was a whirlwind, I got an opportunity as the interim that I took a hold of and didn't want to give away, So it was an honor to be the head coach in my hometown. This is where I'm from, so it means a lot to me. It's special. Giving back and mentoring young players was something that was always close to me, and giving them some knowledge and tutelage to take from the game and grow and then start their journey as players as well. I am a AAA member. They've bailed me out recently with a flat tire going over the bridge on 95. I ran over a muffler and it sliced up my tire good. AAA was there in a second, so that's a different pathway that I went down, a pathway of a flat tire. So they bailed me out in a tough spot.
AAA is proud to support parents of all young athletes on their journey. Start your journey at AAA.com.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then an experience is worth millions. We don't remember days, we remember moments. The best thing about memories is making them, and the memories we make here will last a lifetime. For tickets, visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com today.
I'm a local exclusive financial representative for Allstate.
We help our clients build their dreams.
I love tapping into the hundreds of different options from various companies to customize a plan for someone's future.
There are so many ways to help people and so many people to help.
From someone in their 20s who is setting up a Roth IRA for the first time,
to someone who is rolling over their retirement account after working for 30 years. We get to help everyone.
I'm Ron Williford.
I'm Tony Payone.
And we put people's futures in good hands.
History is important because it shows where you're coming from and where you're going. Type 2 diabetes is something that runs in my family, which means I'm at risk. In fact, 1 in 3 American adults are at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. And knowing this, if I do nothing, that family history becomes my family's future. And my family is too important to me for that. Take the risk factor assessment today at AskScreenKnow.com.
We don't give up. We don't quit. We keep going. Day in, day out. We fight on. Why? Because we are champions. Be a champion.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then an experience is worth millions. We don't remember days. We remember moments. The best thing about memories is making them, and the memories we make here will last a lifetime. For tickets, visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com today.
Introducing the 2015 Philadelphia Union Season Ticket Membership Card. Your card comes loaded with all your Union home tickets and is used to earn reward points for unique prizes. You can also use your membership card to purchase merchandise and concessions throughout PPL Park, as well as gain access to the Stadium Club after each home game. With the Union Season Ticket Membership Card, you no longer have to worry about individual tickets for each game. We've conveniently loaded it onto one card for each seat on your account. All you have to do is scan your card like a regular ticket while entering PPL Park. Can't attend a match and want to give your tickets to a friend? You can transfer your tickets for free by logging into your account manager on PhiladelphiaUnion.com. Earning reward points with your membership card is easy. The easiest way is by simply coming to the home games. Arriving early, spending Union dollars, or watching the Union on TV during away matches can earn you additional bonus points. You can even earn points when the Union win. Throughout the season, these reward points will earn you invites to exclusive events and experiences, including a chance to meet the team, upgrade your seats for the following year, and even a chance to play on the field at PPL Park. Want to get your hands on merchandise or game-worn apparel? We've got you covered. You can use your reward points during auctions throughout the season to bid on some cool Union gear. Your season ticket card can also get you discounts on game day. Loading Union dollars onto your card is all it takes to get 10% off at the Union shop or concession stands around PPL Park. These dollars never expire, and for every dollar you spend, you receive a matching number of reward points. The party doesn't stop at the final whistle with your membership card. Head up to the Stadium Club post-game, where season ticket members get access to great food, drinks, and entertainment after every match. Just present your card at the door, and you're in. All of these fantastic benefits packed into one card. So what are you waiting for? Contact a Union Fan Services representative today. The Union Season Ticket Membership Card, where the U reward you.
Back here at PPL Park in the U.S. Open Cup, the Philadelphia Union and Rochester Rhinos scoreless after 45 minutes here in the fourth round. Here's a look back at our first half highlights. We did get scoring chances for both teams throughout this one. Rochester came out sitting a little bit deeper as the Union returned to Open Cup play, and this was one of their best early chances through Andrew Wenger.
A nice play, flank play from Ayuk there to get that, whip that ball in, and Wenger to get ahead on that. Maybe he can do a little bit better on the header.
Wenger was trying to play provider a few minutes later, played this one for C.J. Sapong, and Miller saved it. That was in the 30th minute, one of their best looks.
Fantastic save by Miller here, but a great job from Wenger to get free to make that cross, and C.J. to really get in there and get a toe on it for a chance on goal.
If it looks like one-way traffic, it was one-way for a while. Wenger couldn't connect on that one. And as the half went on, Rochester started to get more and more chances. Johnny Mendoza, their best chance in the 34th minute. John McCarthy charged off his line to make the save. Here you see numbers from the first half. Philadelphia with the edge in shots on goal and corners. But Jill, as the half went on, Rochester got more and more comfortable.
Yeah, I think all their shots came in the last 10, 15 minutes. Forbes really started to come on. Mendoza started to create a little bit more. They started to pressure higher up the field, which gave them more opportunities closer to goal. They picked off a few passes that really generated some attack for them.
Scoreless here, and of course, we need a winner tonight. So if we remain tied after 90 minutes, we would have extra time, which is 2 15s. Not sudden death, not golden goal. So then we'd be playing 120. If it were still tied, we would have penalty kicks to decide who advances to the round of 16 and whose Open Cup dream is done for the year. The other game going on right now, also at halftime, the New York Red Bulls leading the Atlanta Silverbacks 2-0. Goals from Lloyd Sam and Ronald Zubar. Finally, Zubar healthy enough to play for the Red Bulls, comfortably in control of that one. Sporting Kansas City and St. Louis FC, the Chicago Fire and Louisville City just about to get underway. Kick off the second half in the shadows of the Commodore Barry Bridge. Night falling on suburban Philadelphia. The Union in white, the Rhinos in green and gold. Here we go with the second 45 minutes from PPL Park to determine who advances to the round of 16. Don't see any changes right off the bat, and of course with the potential for overtime and a longer night, a lot of coaches elect to save their subs. Abbasi got forward there. Valesky did well to keep it moving. Now Garzi on the right for Rochester. Walls and Forbes exchange passes. Walls continuing his run into the penalty area. He and Fabinho clash, and Maurice Adu came away with the ball for Philadelphia.
Good pickoff right there for Adu. Good start for Rochester already, just a minute in. Already having attack in the attacking third. Good possession.
Jonathan Yardley, former U.S. Women's National Team goalkeeper Jill Lloyden, with you from PPL Park. We'll reset the lineups for you. Rochester now in a 4-4-2 as we expected them. Brandon Miller in goal. Pat McMahon, Julian Ringhoff, Grant Van de Castile, Anawa Obasi, the defenders right to left. The holding midfielders now Tony Walls and Sean Touch. The attacking midfielders, Johnny Mendoza wide on the left, Mike Garzi wide on the right. Up front, Kenardo Forbes playing just underneath Christian Valesky. Philadelphia in a 4-2-3-1. John McCarthy, the former Rhino goalkeeper, in net for the Union. The back four right to left, Ray Gaddis, Maurice Adu, Richie Marquez, and Fabinho. The holding midfielders, Vincent Noguera and Zach Pfeffer. The attacking midfielders, Andrew Wenger on the left, Christian Maidana in the middle, Eric Ayuk on the right. Not sure why I read those backward, but I did. CJ Sapong up front for Philadelphia. Driven switch by Forbes here. Finds Mendoza. Left-footed cross, left by Valesky. And didn't find Garzi with a shooting opportunity, has to go backward. Garzi couldn't connect with Forbes there, and it runs out for a goal kick, but continuing that momentum from the end of the first half, Rochester really applying pressure on the Union in these first 3 minutes of the second.
Yeah, the Union really have to pick it up, play a little bit quicker, get the ball moving again, feeling good and confident on the ball.
You and I were talking off air between halves. Did they get lulled a little bit into playing slower in the first 15 minutes, and is it hard then to kind of turn things on and pick up your speed of play mid-game?
Yeah, I think Rochester came out, just tried to sit back, weather that first 15 minutes, and the Union got comfortable playing in a slower little bit of rhythm there, and then they weren't able to pick it back up and change when Rochester changed their line of confrontation.
They do find Maidana here. Feeds Eric Ayuk. Back to Christian Maidana. Headed away by Van de Castile. He didn't know where it went, but luckily for him, it was outside the penalty area. Rhinos clear it to Valesky and now Forbes. Christian Valesky chasing this one with Richie Marquez. Great wheels, staying right with him.
Just a few minutes in, but this Rochester team sure does look a little bit different than the first half team that came out.
Noguera and Walls clash right in front of the official, Robert Sagiba. And Walls, who got a talking to in the first half for a tackle on Pfeffer, gets more of the same here for a tackle on Noguera. Fourth-year pro out of Green Bay gets the one more, and you're getting a yellow card message. Bad tackle there by Abassi on Eric Ayuk right in front of the Philadelphia bench. And Jim Curtin with a kind of bemused look at the official, wondering if he wasn't calling a foul or if he was playing advantage. In the end, it's just a goal kick.
I think the Union need to get back to what made them successful in the first half, finding Sapong, letting him hold the ball up, and allowing the midfielders to join in with the attack. They haven't found Sapong in the last 20 minutes of this game.
Abassi's pass picked off by Ayuk. Sapong lurking for the penalty spot. And Brandon Miller comes down with the cross. It's not the biggest, just listed at 6 foot, 175 pounds, but his back line is big enough that it really doesn't end up being an issue for him.
He's had that one big save, but not much else to do back there.
Mike Garzi on the right. I beg your pardon, that was McMahon. Garzi had come inside. McMahon to Kenardo Forbes. Skips around one tackler. Lets it go from distance. Blocked by Adu. Still alive. Valesky offside. The flag is up. It wouldn't have counted anyway. And we'll just play through it.
Forbes is a quick little player. A lot has gone through him tonight, creating some chances. McCarthy here coming out, waiting for Marquez to try to get that tackle in there. Good job not to come out and get...
Wenger into the penalty area. Drops it off. Maidana had it behind him and couldn't do anything with it. Missed opportunity for the Union. That replay, by the way, right at the end of it, McCarthy took exception to Valesky leaving a foot in when McCarthy felt like he had full possession of the ball for a while. Nothing further came of it, but just something to keep an eye on if those two should encounter each other later in this one. That's easily given away to the feet of Sapong. CJ Sapong never had a good look at that one.
A little ambitious.
Just a bit.
I think that was a little bit of frustration as well.
Gaddis under pressure, just knocked it upfield for a Rochester throw. Fans, a reminder, you can bring your family to PPL Park and watch the Union in action this summer. Purchase a family 4-pack to get discounted Union tickets and meal coupons to Chick-fil-A. Visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com/tickets to purchase your family 4-pack from Chick-fil-A today. I hope they're open late tonight. Game speeding up and heating up here in the second half. Nice turn by Forbes. And a foul against the Union back line will give Rochester a free kick here. They haven't had many of these opportunities in the attacking half. And it was Valesky who was caught on the play. Rochester wanted to restart quickly. Now it's going to be brought back.
Forbes is on this ball. I'm a little shocked Mendoza's not on it.
That's what I was expecting. He's trotting backward now, but it's still going to be Canardo Forbes. He was looking for Ringhoff at the back post, and he overshot him by a good 10 feet.
I think maybe next time Mendoza will take that one.
Three-player collision. Sapong, Ayuk, and Toch in the center circle. As the Union ready, Sebastian Letou, you can see him at the bottom of your screen, getting instruction from Mike Sorber before coming on. Obasi got that one away to Mendoza, trying to find Christian Valesky. Now backward to Obasi again.
Definitely a tale of two halves so far for Rochester here, keeping the ball, creating a little possession, dynamic attack, completely different from the first half.
Toch goes end line, and Ray Gaddis forces him out for a corner kick. Only the second earned by Rochester today. And you're right, Joe. Almost all of our action has been on this west end of the field, whether it was Philadelphia attacking in the first half or Rochester attacking in the second.
They've really thwarted the Union's attack just by keeping the ball and keeping possession. The Union look a little frustrated. They want the ball back.
Mendoza's corner was headed down, but not into a dangerous position. And now we'll get the substitution. Eric Ayuk is going to come out. And in his place will be the U.S. Open Cup's modern era all-time leading scorer. I guess not all-time, modern era leading scorer. 15 goals for Sebastien Letou in the Open Cup in that modern era since 1995, which is when professional teams returned to the competition. He's done it with Seattle, and he's done it for the Union. Scored twice to beat the New York Cosmos last year, also scored against the New England Revolution. And Sebastien Letou, bit of a lucky charm for teams in the Open Cup over the years, in there now.
I think that's a good change right now. Get some leadership in there, some experience, calm this game down, get some possession back for the Union. Good change.
It's a straight like-for-like swap with Letou on the right. Maidana got it to Sapong. He was taken down. It'll be a dangerous free kick for the Union right at the edge of the penalty area. Union asking for a card against Ringhoff. I don't think it's coming. But most importantly, this is going to be a dangerous chance for Philadelphia.
Look for a good in-swinger on the left foot of Maidana here. Maybe try to find Marquez's head. Whip it in there, and you never know. It can hit off a defender, deflection, goalkeeper can't see it. But it's dangerous anytime it's whipped in there on the 6.
'59th minute. Christian Maidana, back post just wide.
I think he was looking for Wenger there, but Wenger didn't finish that run to the back post. Just a little late.
Here's a look at it. I kind of think he was shooting there.
Yeah, maybe.
You guys need to work on your communication. You guys were on the same page in that first half.
Oh, I forgot my Spanish.
Second ball fell to Rochester there. Fabinho beats Garzi to it on that far side. Rochester tied with the Chicago Fire for the most wins of any team in the modern era of the Open Cup since 1995. And of course, famously, the 1999 Open Cup champions, the only non-MLS team to win the title since MLS's inception in 1996. They got past 4 MLS teams that year. And they beat one last year as well, DC United. That pass really put Letou in a tough spot. It'll still be a Union throw-in. In fact, the Rhinos have not been eliminated by anybody except an MLS team since 2004, when they met Charleston in an all-minor league quarterfinal after beating New England on penalty kicks. So they usually navigate the early rounds, and this is where it starts to be a big test for the Rhinos going up against MLS opposition. 8 wins and 4 ties, some of which were shootout wins in Rochester's Open Cup history against MLS teams.
So far, I'm impressed by their performance so far. Came out a little bit slow, but definitely in the last half of this game so far, they have picked it up, had some more chances, playing a little bit stronger defense, which is creating a good offense for them.
And as we discussed, some of that slow start may have been intentional.
Well, whatever it is, so far it's working for them.
Vincent Nogueira in the attacking half for Philadelphia. To Wenger. Comes all the way out to Zach Pfeffer. There's that switch of fields. Maidana. Letou, Nogueira trying to play it through, and it's cleared away by Rochester, out for a Philadelphia corner.
Good play on the top of the box there, just really being patient, trying to wait for a good shot. good little combinations on top of the box, which produces a good corner, good opportunity for the Union.
They take it short to Gaddis. Noguera lets fire. Beg your pardon, that was Pfeffer. And he couldn't hit the target.
That's an area that Pfeffer's going to look to have a lot of shots. I think he got a little taste of the goal back against that DC United game in the last couple minutes of stoppage time. He wants to taste that back of the net.
Still 2-0 in favor of the New York Red Bulls up in Harrison, New Jersey, leading the Atlanta Silverbacks. Scoreless here, and of course, the round of 16 pairings will be geographic, and so you would expect that if the Red Bulls win, they would be in the same 4-team pod, so to speak, as whoever wins this one.
Had a good showing against their last game against the Red Bulls, coming out with a 2-0 win in Harrison.
Their first win in that particular venue, and started that streak of winning 3 of their last 5. Wenger with a long run up against McMahon. Got to his right foot, but put that one high.
Tides are starting to turn now for the Union, getting some more chances on frame. That's good, getting Wenger the ball in the attacking third. That's where he wants to get the ball. He's great at going 1v1, so attacking-minded, creative. The Union need to keep doing that to find some success in this game.
I said that Philly win up in New Jersey started that run. It was actually the second game, came after the win against DC United. So I stand corrected. You've seen the confidence growing in this group. It's pretty much starters or guys who could be a starting combination for the Union and MLS game out there. Not quite the same confidence, though, Jill, that we've seen in MLS games from them.
Not tonight so far. I think they just need to get their key players. They need to get more touches on the ball. Maidana and Noguera, they need to get more touches on the ball, combine, get some more flank play, and get some more opportunities on goal. Really test the goalkeeper. This is only his 5th game. He has not much experience in his last 4 years with the Rochester Rhinos. Put him under some pressure. Make him come up with some big saves.
Maidana's pass headed away, fell to Valesky. Now Mendoza sneaks in to pick it up and switches for Garzi. Forbes making a great run at the bottom of the screen. Out of your picture, actually. But Fabinho able to break up the attack or at least slow it down. Rochester really on the front foot here, pressuring Philadelphia in its own half. Long ball looking for Letou. Headed away and now kept in by the Rhinos. Forbes looking for Valesky. Hands on the jersey of Adu, and finally the whistle is blown in Philadelphia's favor. That was pretty clear that he got the jersey pull. Adu didn't get the foul call, and so he basically stopped running and let Rochester gain an advantage so that the foul would be called. That's what we call a vet move.
Well, the Union still have about 25 minutes to figure this out. And it's going to be, I think, with the guys on the field right now, they don't really have much attacking depth on the bench tonight, especially with Fernando out with his injury.
This is Ray Gaddis getting forward against Abassi, who has help and uses those long legs to knock that one out.
Forbes all the way back there. It seems that they're back into their slowing them down, the defense, putting numbers back in the defensive third because the Union have really started to gain momentum.
Fabinho drives the cross in, hit a couple of bodies, and will go out for a Union corner.
Another good opportunity coming from the flank because of those high outside backs. Fabinho, attacking-minded back. Good play there. Another good opportunity on a corner for the Union.
With Latou in the game, and with this corner coming from the left, he'll take it because it means an in-swinger. Latou's delivery. Bobbled, but caught by Miller. You're shaking your head.
It's too easy. Miller gets that way too easy.
Is that on the delivery or the runs?
I think both. I'm not sure where Latou he was aiming for, but it's got to be better for the Union. They have all those numbers in the box. They can't let Miller grab that with such ease, especially an inexperienced goalkeeper.
Offside flag up. It'll be a free kick for Philadelphia.
I'm not promoting hitting the goalkeeper, by the way. Strictly against that.
You got to put some traffic in there. Doesn't mean fouling. It just means making life difficult.
Yeah. We haven't really seen Adu break into that midfield like he has done in the past few games a few times. He likes to get involved in the attack. We've seen him pretty quiet from that center back role tonight, especially because Rochester only has one forward. You'd want to see him get a little bit more involved, especially because he's just so talented on the ball.
Yeah, Forbes has for the moment dropped to that left wing spot with Mendoza playing underneath. So more of a 4-2-3-1 from Rochester at this point. That flexibility to rotate their kind of attacking trio, if you will, underneath the forward, or their wingers and their second forward, if you think of them as starting from a 4-4-2, has paid dividends tonight.
Yeah, I think it's what comes along with the versatility of Forbes as a forward and as a flank player.
Fans, a reminder, you can follow U.S. Soccer's coverage of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on Twitter. Follow @OpenCup for results, highlights, what have you, everything Open Cup tonight and tomorrow, and then the draw for the round of 16 on Thursday. Walls tried to play that early. No problem for Richie Marquez at the back, but Walls wins it back. And Noguera going to get whistled for a foul there.
Marquez has done a great job so far tonight, just playing within his capabilities and coming up big on the entry balls into that forward, breaking up play, and not really letting Rochester establish a rhythm through their forward. Gillespie.
He started that play, and it leads to a Philadelphia corner. Maidana apparently also, like you, was not satisfied with Latou's corner. He'll take this one himself, even though it's an outswinger. Chance for Noguera. Hits it from distance. Rebound given up. Still loose. Richie Marquez couldn't get a shot off, and now he is called for the foul. That was ugly from Brandon Miller. And now the Union worry about Richie Marquez and just what landed him on the ground in a heap.
Good opportunity there for the Union. Maidana to Noguera, great shot from Noguera. Miller couldn't handle that cleanly. Adu's there right in his face. Unfortunately, couldn't put it away for them. Good second save from Miller. Not quite sure what happened to Marquez.
Yeah, obviously we don't have a look at it, but Richie Marquez is back up. Good layoff there, shot from distance right into the hands of John McCarthy.
I just love that Maidana-Noguera connection. Even on that corner kick, they just know where each other is going to be. I just love it.
Pfeffer had a little trouble bringing that one down. Union able to get it to Fabinho. '74th minute, no score from PPL Park. Again, this is what we expected. This is what Jim Curtin expected. Union went to overtime against both Harrisburg and the New York Cosmos last year. Heck, then they went to overtime against Dallas and against Seattle. Got the better of most of those meetings. Hoping to come out on top in 90 or 120 tonight. Sapong calling for the ball in the penalty area. But they were blanketing him. Now Gaddis into the middle. Marquez, the only man back in the center circle for Philadelphia right now. Everybody else in the attacking third. Here's Pfeffer. Maidana's cross is a good one. Knocked up and out by Van de Castile. Corner kick number 8 coming for Philadelphia.
The Union really has to start to capitalize on these opportunities. Rochester keeps giving them these corner kicks. They need to produce something from one of these.
Miller had trouble with that one, but a foul was called against the Union. Rochester has yet to use a sub available to them. Adam Grinwis, the backup goalkeeper. Vasilios Apostolopoulos, Marcos Ugarte, the defenders. Drew Ruggles, midfielder. Alex Dixon, Colin Rolfe, and Asani Samuels, all primarily attacking players for Rochester. For the Union, Andre Blake, the backup goalkeeper. Ethan White, Shannon Williams, the defenders. Raymond Lee, Fred, the midfielders. Sebastian Latou already in the game. And Jimmy McLaughlin, the last real attacking substitute available for Jim Curtin. And as I say that, Jimmy McLaughlin is getting set to check in. He's been on loan to Harrisburg for most of the last 3 years, and so has played against Rochester many times.
I think in these last 15 minutes is really going to open up a lot of opportunity for the Union, especially as the game goes on. Union starts to wear down Rochester. Maybe fitness may be a factor, mental concentration may be a factor. A little bit more experience from the Union at this stage would maybe play in their favor.
This is Pat McMahon, the right back, getting forward for Rochester. Driven switch for Johnny Mendoza. Abassi laboring, but still providing the overlap. Cross all the way to the back post, and Fabinho headed away with Mike Garzi arriving.
Fabinho made that look really easy, but that's actually a really tough play to get your body around the ball and be able to clear up the field and keep it in to Wenger. It's a good play.
Walls hits his cross first time, but it won't trouble John McCarthy.
He's been solid.
He hasn't even turned 23 yet. I was just looking at that. He turns 23 next month. Second-year pro.
He's been solid for the Union so far in the games that he's played this year. He's gone in and played the role that he's meant to play. Stepped up in some big spots for the Union. Been a leader, even though he's so young. He's so vocal and encouraging to the guys in front of him. He's done well.
Today is John McCarthy's first competitive appearance since May 2nd. Of course, he suffered a concussion in training the following week in that crazy whirlwind that left the Union without a goalkeeper in whom they felt comfortable or who was able to man the nets.
That situation could have been a catastrophe, but so far it's ended up okay. Brian Silvestre's come in, done a great job, come up with some huge saves to really keep the Union in games and scoreless at times.
Andrew Wenger's evening is done, and Jimmy McLaughlin's going to get a run. McLaughlin, just a couple of MLS appearances in his career. Again, he spent the better part of the last 3 seasons with the Harrisburg City Islanders on loan. Last year he was playing for Harrisburg in the regular season. The Union wouldn't let him play against them in the Open Cup, and then they, of course, knocked Harrisburg out. Marquez wasn't allowed to play in that game either.
I think that's a good move by Jim Curtin to put in McLaughlin. Wenger's only had one opportunity this half, really. Not creating much up that left side.
And look, we're not trying to start a position controversy, but with the struggles Andrew Wenger has had this year, if Jimmy McLaughlin can show something here, he's playing to earn himself more minutes and more time with the first team instead of in Harrisburg. Finally, a yellow card in this one, as Latu is down and does want attention from the Union training staff.
This is something that you don't really see that often. Latu's a really strong, big guy, doesn't really go down easily.
Toch gets the yellow card in the 80th minute. Union players getting water, and the Rochester players trotted over and said, "We'd like some too," even though they came from the Philadelphia sideline. I wasn't sure the Union were going to oblige, but sportsmanship won out.
It looks like the trainer's tending to his knee.
Personally, I'm not going to say anything because I might get the body part wrong.
Latu looks okay, though. Maybe trying to walk it off.
He's pointing. He did the I see you hand motion to Toch.
Yeah, he's not happy right now.
And he's still discussing it with the officials. Not sure Sebastian Latu, the leading scorer in the modern era of the Open Cup, is a guy you really want to fire up for the last 10 minutes and potentially overtime here.
Yeah, he's not happy. He looks really ticked.
Noguera drives it in, headed out, and it falls to Mike Garzi. Second-year pro out of Colgate, where he was, for one semester, a teammate of Jimmy McLaughlin's. They're now lined up on the far side of the field against each other. Latu back on, so the Union at full strength. Here's Kennardo Forbes. Goes wide for Valesky. Valesky continued his run off of Forbes, and Ray Gaddis did well to knock it away for a corner.
The Union really need to make sure they're switched on right now. They don't really want to be giving up corners in the last 10 minutes of this match.
Mendoza lining up the corner. The third for Rochester as John McCarthy tries to organize. A lot of bodies there at the back post kept the ball alive. It's headed back in. Falls to Ringhoff. Big stop by McCarthy, and he tips it over.
Great job by McCarthy there. 2 excellent saves. And now you see him being vocal, being a leader back there.
John McCarthy just saved the Union's Open Cup life. That's a bullet from close range. And he catches this corner cleanly. Ringhoff had all the time in the world to hit that, and I think everyone in the stadium was thinking this is the moment for the underdog Rhinos. But he hit it within the wingspan of McCarthy, who reacted well.
Again, stepping up when the team needs him. 2 big saves right there. Hopefully the team starts to step up around him, find possession of the ball again, get some chances, and finish off this game.
You make it sound so easy. It's not coming easily tonight. Jim Curtin said, I have a plan for if we're up 3 or 4-0, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. But sometimes you just need those little momentum changers in a game. Sometimes a goalkeeper's save can really change the momentum, change the energy, change the dynamic of a game. I remember in so many of our big games, you know, a goal or a great save can really change everything.
Obasi kept that one moving, got dumped to the turf, but Rochester still with it. I think if this were up at Salem Stadium, we might be hearing Olays right about now.
I never liked playing there.
This may not have been the forum to admit that.
Well, we played against the Western New York Flash. They're always a really tough team, playing against Abby Wambach all the time.
Good save, good save. Here's Christian Maidana in the attacking half for Philadelphia. Finds McLaughlin in the corner. It's a little too far. And tracked down well by Van de Castile. Second-year man out of Notre Dame. Here's Abassi. Doesn't quite have the wheels that he had in the first half. But he's still got those long legs and plays that one out. And now Latu is down again as Rochester readies a substitution. Kennardo Forbes is going to come out. He's really been the most influential player for the Rhinos in this game. And it's Alex Dixon, the former homegrown player with the Houston Dynamo, coming on. Dixon was a starter earlier in the year, but is coming back from injury. On Saturday, he came in as a sub as well, which was his first appearance since early May. A reminder, USsoccer.com is your source for full coverage of the 2015 Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. You can also follow coverage of the tournament on Twitter by following @OpenCup. As Latu is down again, and the Union would not enjoy having to take him out and burn a second substitution in the same lineup slot. Fred is actually the man who's taking off his warm-up top. Wasn't sure we would see Fred again this season. So the 2 on his feet, but again, the Union already readying a sub that would be their last of the game. 3-0 New York now, the Red Bulls that is. Up in Harrison, New Jersey, Sean Davis, his first professional goal to put the Red Bulls up 3-0. And it's going to be Fred on for Sebastian Letou here in the 88th minute. So we'll see where Fred goes. They've moved Jimmy McLaughlin to the right. And it looks like Maidana on the left with Fred in the middle right now. For Rochester, Alex Dixon looks to be playing up front just underneath Christian Valesky, but we'll keep an eye on him. 89th minute, overtime looming. There's McLaughlin, shouldered off the ball by Tony Walls. Got it to Dixon, who goes early for the speed of Valesky. Adu slowed him up just enough that John McCarthy was able to get there.
Great job by Adu. I don't know if McCarthy would have got there if he didn't slow down Valesky right there.
I mean, that could have been the game. And Maurice Adu just getting his arm out, getting enough of a body on Valesky. It's not a foul, but it may have just saved the Union's game for the moment.
Yeah, as this game wears on, this game's getting a little bit more physical. You see jerseys getting tugged, shoulders getting turned. Both teams really want this win.
Here is Fred going to the corner. Fabinho's overlap, early ball, too early, but it will give the Union a corner kick. Last year, Philadelphia was down at this point, and Adu tied the game late. This time they take it early, drove it in low, and Rochester able to clear.
Good
Approaching
ball.
90 minutes here as the Union look for the breakthrough. 4 minutes of stoppage time starting right now.
That's what I was talking about earlier, getting that ball into CJ Sapong and Pfeffer doing a great job playing a good ball into Sapong, and him Sapong doing a good job of holding it up and playing it out to McLaughlin.
Sapong pressuring that one, but won by the Rhinos at the back. Here's Dixon under pressure, and he gets upended by Adu. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a foul. I think that was a really good tackle.
Rochester restarts early. Great driven ball. Finds Mendoza into the penalty area. Plays it low. And Richie Marquez just got a foot to it. That was a really good ball out of the back. I believe it was by Toch. Restarting early. However, it's given the Union a chance to counter. Look at Noguera go. He's taken down. Free kick coming. And a yellow card as well to Pat McMahon. It's in the 92nd minute if you're scoring at home, and if you are, I sincerely salute you on this Tuesday night. Second yellow card both to Rochester, and it gives Philadelphia a dangerous scoring look here.
The Union have had a lot of restart chances tonight. I think they really got to try to do something with it, though. Too many serves in that just weren't good enough, weren't on the mark.
92nd minute. Maidana delivers. Runs through everybody and out for a goal kick.
That's the service they were looking for. Now they just need to get on the end of that one.
Adu was the primary target at the back post. Could have had another dramatic moment and didn't connect.
Great ball here from Maidana, just off mark by Adu.
Into the 3rd minute now of 4 minutes of stoppage time at PPL Park. Foul called against Philadelphia, and the Rhinos are saying why. It was our advantage.
Yeah, Nogueira saying why that wasn't a foul.
Both teams wondering. McCarthy took a risk, looped toward the 6-yard box and cleared away. That was a close call. Ray Gaddis saved his goalkeeper and winds up down after the play. Oh, Jim Curtin's heart skipped a beat there.
A little bit ambitious there from McCarthy. Probably should have stayed. Wasn't a clear scoring threat. He was going to the end line. I probably would have let it stayed. But Gaddis does a really great job to recover in and cover that.
Nogueira running in and saying, look at the replay. I never understand why players do that. The officials are not allowed to look at the replay.
Yeah.
So what do you want them to do? You saw the replay. You know what the fans are reacting to. It was Valesky challenging, not getting the ball, and getting a whole lot of Ray Gaddis.
Yeah, this game is just getting a little chippier and chippier as it wears on.
Remember, the Union have used all 3 substitutes. As we look back at this one. Great play by Mendoza, by the way, to put that in a dangerous spot. It's not necessarily how late he was, it's how high his right leg was. And obviously, the officials can't adjudicate it based on the replay. And so Christian Valesky will escape punishment. Gaddis, who of course was just coming back from injury, getting taped up here. We're in stoppage time. 4 minutes was the signal. We're in the 5th. Probably had about a minute left when that collision took place. As you see what lies ahead for the Union, neither of these teams wanted an extra 30 minutes just from the perspective of needing to have legs for their upcoming schedule. Philadelphia has a particularly busy one, as you can see, but we're staring overtime in the face here. And again, no surprise, 4 out of Philadelphia's 5 Open Cup games last year went 120 minutes.
I think if they can pull out a win here late in this game, that'll really give them some confidence going in over to LA this weekend.
Gaddis takes off running. Crowd is supporting him, but you can't do that. It's a free kick. And it's full time. Scoreless through 90 minutes in the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. Rochester and Philadelphia will play overtime. We're going to have 2 15-minute overtimes coming up. It is not sudden death, so we're going to have 30 more minutes of soccer no matter what. If the teams were still tied, we would have penalty kicks to decide it. No score here, Jill, but it hasn't been for lack of chances. We've had a good back and forth game with kind of ebbs and flows depending on quite how quickly Rochester wanted to move the ball at the moment. Both teams have had their chances. Who does overtime favor for you?
Definitely the Union.
Getting set for overtime in the U.S. Open Cup between the Philadelphia Union and the Rochester Rhinos. Jonathan Yardley, Jill Lloyden with you from PPL Park. Substitution for the Rhinos. I've been looking forward to this one. Vasilios Apostolopoulos in for Rochester. He's a defender, and so I'm curious to see exactly what this does because he's in for Mike Garzi, a midfielder. No other substitutions as we get ready for overtime. 30 more minutes of soccer between Rochester and Philadelphia to decide who goes on to the round of 16 and whose Open Cup dreams die before they really had a chance to get started. Jill, before we were so rudely interrupted, I was asking you, does this overtime favor anybody, Rochester or Philadelphia at this point?
I think it favors the Union at this point in this game. They are trying to fight to keep that momentum that they've built over the last 5 games in the MLS campaign, and I think that they're going to try to throw the kitchen sink at Rochester and try to get a goal and push hard for a goal. I think the Union definitely have more to lose, and you can kind of see that from Rochester's choice in subs. They put in a more defensive player for an attacking player. Maybe they're just trying to get this game to PKs.
Apostolopoulos is at center back. Ringhoff is at center mid. As this one deflects into the penalty area, and McCarthy will stay in the box as he picks that one up. I have 4 saves for each team if you count Rochester's goal line clearance on Christian Maidana way back in the 13th minute. So we've had scoring chances today. We've had some good ones. We've had hard challenges today. We've had some bad ones. But no goals yet between Philadelphia and Rochester. Again, the Union have used all 3 subs. Jimmy McLaughlin and Fred are in the game. Fred on the ball right there. Got past a couple, but couldn't get past Ringhoff, who tripped him up. Here's Jimmy McLaughlin playing on the right now. Gaddis tried to find him, and the outstretched leg of Obasi denied him. 93rd minute, we're playing to 120.
Look how many players are in the 18 for Rochester. They have so many defenders back. This is going to be hard for the Union to score in the run of play.
Has been all year. Only 5 goals scored against the Rhinos, 4 in USL play, 1 in US Open Cup play. Combination play attempted by Philadelphia. Here's Nagara. Fabinho to Pfeffer. Gaddis and Adu eventually decided that Gaddis would take it. There's the feet of CJ Sapong, what Jill's been asking for.
In this first overtime, you can already see that Rochester's just a bit slow. Maybe just one step too slow. Maybe the long game has gotten to them. But the Union don't look like they've lost a step at all. They look fresh, they look dynamic.
Speaking of fresh and dynamic, Jimmy McLaughlin's shot is corralled by Brandon Miller. That kind of attacking play from the right wing is exactly what the Union were hoping to see.
Nice little shot here by Jim McLaughlin. Maybe he puts that a little bit to the corner around Miller. But nevertheless, it's still a good shot, good opportunity.
I've seen him in grainy YouTube feeds hit balls much better than that, so I think he's got him in him.
Yeah. He wants it. He wants to see more minutes this year for the Union. And if he wants that, he's got to put something a little bit better together for him.
Toch is onside on the left. Marquez kept him on. Valesky calling for the ball. Toch used him as a decoy. Gaddis stood him up, and he gets called for using his hands. Jill doesn't agree. Why not?
I don't know. I think that was
You thought it was soft?
too easy. Too easy.
So does Ray. A chance for Rochester to bring up some of those big bodies from Central defense. Toch is actually going to deliver this one now that Mendoza's playing on the right.
Rochester's best opportunity came from a set piece last time.
Foul called against the Rhinos amidst all the bodies. And I can read Tony Wall's lips from here. He said, "Are you kidding me?" At least it was something we could repeat. As we mentioned, this is no surprise. Last year, Philadelphia played 5 Open Cup games. 4 of them went to extra time, including the first 2 at PPL Park against lower division opposition. Union like to leave it late.
I don't think their fans really like them to do that.
No, not on the school night. Is school still going?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it depends on where you go.
Yeah.
Wall's got his head up, looking for the run of Mendoza. Falls to Valesky, and just by the skin of his legs did Fabinho keep that one from running into the penalty area.
Fabinho and the rest of the back line have been solid tonight.
Fabinho still looks fresh, too, as he jogs out wide.
Yeah, he's still making overlapping runs in the 98th minute.
Everybody else was kind of standing still, and Fabinho was loping along. Gaddis tries to connect with McLaughlin. He couldn't keep that one in play.
Rochester wasting a little bit of time. Obasi doesn't look as fresh as Fabinho does.
Let's see if I'm reading the out-of-town scoreboard right. Both Colorado and Dallas MLS teams are in front. Dallas is now up 2-0 on Oklahoma City. Colorado leads Colorado Springs. I believe I saw Kansas City and St. Louis scoreless at halftime. Haven't seen anything on Chicago and Louisville. And I believe the New York Red Bulls finished off the Atlanta Silverbacks. New York Cosmos will play New York City FC tomorrow night up on Long Island. That's a big one. San Jose Earthquakes will play the Sacramento Republic later tonight at Avaya Stadium. That's a big one. And the Seattle Sounders and Portland Timbers first teams will play later tonight. That's a big one. Tony Walls, I believe for persistent infringement, is going to get a yellow card here. That's certainly his 3rd. Close call, and he's not endearing himself to Robert Sagiba. Yep. Persistent infringement. Yellow card to Walls.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card caution has been issued to Rochester's number 20, Tony Walls. This caution carrying in the 99.
He was Rochester Rhinos Defensive Player of the Year last year.
And he has started every game in league play for Rochester this year. Union changed the point of that free kick, but really didn't have the height advantage. And here's a chance for the Rhinos.
Rhino sub Dixon hasn't really had any play at his feet. He hasn't seen the ball at all. Last year he scored 3 goals and had 2 assists.
CJ Sapong shouldered off his man and gets called for the foul.
If I were the Rhinos, I'd be wanting to find that kind of player's feet. He's dangerous. He can make things happen. He's fresh. He's got lungs. He's got legs. I'd give him the ball.
Seems like kind of a low threshold. He's got lungs and he's got legs. That one stayed in play from Marquez. Now it's out for a Philadelphia throw. And Fred with a missed touch gives it right back to the Rhinos. Dixon delayed, made the run after Valesky told him to. Had his cross blocked. The ball was intended for Valesky, but he knew he was offside. He ran away from the ball and told Dixon to head after it.
Good heads-up play.
Maidana looking for McLaughlin, who switched over to the left side, and they can't connect.
The Union has really tried to look up to exploit McMahon the second half and going into overtime. Long balls into that left flank player with McLaughlin and Wenger earlier on, and they haven't found success. So I wonder why they keep going back to that.
(2-0) Colorado Rapids, 3-0 FC Dallas on the out-of-town scoreboard. This half of extra time goes to 105 minutes. We'll take a short break, play 15 more, and if we can't find a goal, or if the teams find the same number of goals, we would have penalty kicks to decide this one. John McCarthy against his former team. It's got a little storyline to it.
Although I'm sure the fans really don't want to stay here that long and go to PKs, it would be exciting.
Another free kick for the Union. Not the delivery Philadelphia was looking for from Pfeffer. Good run by Fred, but Nogueira couldn't find him. Long ball, looking for the speed of Valesky. McCarthy is out. Valesky with a clear push-off, not called. Now it's called and the goal won't count.
McCarthy's happy that they called that. He's just a little too ambitious and one step late on that play as well as the one that got cleared off the line.
And he gets a persistent infringement yellow card. That is one of the stranger persistent infringement calls I've seen. Fourth yellow card of the game, all assessed against the Rhinos. If that had gone uncalled, Jim Curtin might have had a puppy. I mean, that was ridiculous. But it was called and wound up being a yellow. Pfeffer with what he thought was a good tackle, and he gets a yellow card. Yellows for all. Pfeffer and Dixon exchange handshakes. Into the 105th minute here. We're going to 120 between Philadelphia and Rochester. Long ball for Valesky. And Adu just kind of had to pop it up, falls to Dixon. His shot headed wide of the mark. McCarthy covers it anyway.
Little miscommunication from Adu and McCarthy there.
The shot stopping from McCarthy has been adequate. The decision making coming off the line has been erratic tonight. That's going to do it on the first half of extra time. We remain scoreless between Philadelphia and Rochester. 15 more minutes, and again, the Union are out of subs. Rochester does have one substitute remaining, and I'm kind of expecting it to be Asani Samuels, who basically won them their third round game, and he is changing, putting on his shin guards right now. So we're going to get a look at Asani Samuels as a potential game changer in the second overtime. Jill, did you learn anything from the first overtime, or was it kind of status quo as we have 15 minutes remaining for these teams to try and find a breakthrough?
Yeah, it was really uninspiring from both teams.
Yep.
No real good chances on either side there. Both teams, Rochester especially, just sitting back, maybe just trying to play to PKs, trying to weather this storm for the next 15 minutes from the Union.
There's Samuels, number 12 for Rochester. He just finished his degree at Canisius in May. And so he had been coming in to train on the weekends when he wasn't in school, but he's only played 2 USL games. 6'5", 177-pound forward. And at Harrisburg in their third round game on May 27th, he scored 2 goals in extra time, set up another one to give Rochester, with 10 men, a come-from-behind win in that one. Here he's going to come on, scoreless game with 15 minutes to make an impact. Obviously the fitness isn't there. The guy's been worried about final exams. But he may be the test that the Union are not prepared for at this stage of the game.
I think the key for the Union will to not give up any set pieces in and around the box. I think that's the only chances that Rochester's really created in the first OT and part of that game. I think they just need to be cognizant of being safe back there in the defensive third.
Sean Toch is coming out. Our fourth official having a rough go of it. So a lot of attacking options on now, because Samuels is definitely an attacking player. He's going wide left. Dixon and Valesky stay in up front for Rochester. 15 more minutes. Here we go. Extra time in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup between Rochester in green and gold, Philadelphia in white. 32 teams left heading into today. One of these two will advance. And it is pretty clearly a 4-2-3-1 for Rochester to start the second session of extra time. Pfeffer tried to play it in the box, and Brandon Miller gets there first. Can we get him a goalkeeper jersey that fits? It's really loose. I mean, maybe that's just how he rolls, but I wouldn't be comfortable in it.
Also Shants. It looks like he has Shants on.
Thought they were jorts, but here's Dixon with his head up. Samuels running off of him in behind Gaddis, who read it just in time. Union wanted to jumpstart an Adu run forward. Here he is on the ball. This is Fred for the Union, outside of the football. for McLaughlin. Pat McMahon got there first. Well done by the Rochester right back.
Plenty of time here for the Union, either team really, to get a goal. I think they still have to remain patient. Make sure they're connecting their passes and that they're not too sloppy.
Adu still higher up the field. Marquez, the last man asking Gaddis for help as the Union try to look forward. Free kick for Philadelphia. Here is Gaddis. Wants the ball back from Maidana. Ringhoff broke up that play, but Gaddis won it back. Dixon and Valesky off to the races, and their timing was way off. Again, Dixon's been out hurt since early May, and those two just don't look comfortable playing next to each other so far.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity. 2v3 for Rochester right there. Neither of them knew what the other was going to do.
Pfeffer to Sapong, nice touch to McLaughlin. Fred into the penalty area and didn't have the final touch.
But you can see the Union created great opportunity. We're playing CJ Sapong in, playing it back, and down through to Fred. Great opportunity. I think they can find some success if they continue to do that.
Even there, Valesky had Dixon underneath him and tried to bring it down himself rather than laying off. Those two are just not on the same page. They try to combine here. Dixon gonna hit it himself and puts it up into the seats.
Half chance for sure. He could have done better to put that on frame though.
Him I've seen do better in person. Adu in that advanced role once again. Here's Fred with a chance to turn for the Union. Opens up for Maidana. And nice play by Obasi to play that one off of Maidana and out for a goal kick. Well done by the left back.
Adu looks like he's getting a little impatient there back there in the center back role, trying to make his way into the midfield, start creating. Take this team on his back.
I like that out of a captain.
Yeah, I like that out of him. I mean, he is a center midfielder at heart. He loves that position. He wants to be playing there. I mean, he's happy to be fulfilling any role that the team needs him to be, but he feels most comfortable in the midfield. He likes the ball at his feet. He's a game changer.
I mean, he's literally a World Cup caliber midfielder.
Yeah.
But for the Union, of course, he's also an MLS All-Star caliber center back, they feel.
Yeah, he's done a great job to really anchor that defense and relieve some pressure off of Marquez as the rookie and also in their goalkeeping situation. But he's done great. A leader back there, and their defense is really what has changed their season around.
10 starts at center back, 5 at defensive midfield, and 1 game suspended for Maurice Adu this season in MLS. Fabinho trying to thread the needle to McLaughlin. Comes back to the Brazilian. He and Asani Samuels tangle, and the call goes in favor of the green and gold. Good run by Samuels to open up space for Valesky, and Adu fouls him. Free kick for Rochester, about 40 yards from goal, and if they want, they can bring the big guys up for this. They don't seem in any hurry to do so, but being the lower division team at this point, they're not in a hurry to do all that much.
No.
Which is disappointing because they've played so well in this, they shouldn't really consider themselves underdogs. I'd rather see them go for the win than settle for a shootout, but they do have some sizable targets. Mendoza's delivery, looking for Van de Castile. It's headed up and caught by John McCarthy.
I think the longer this game goes and even into PKs, the advantage still stays with the Union. A little bit more experience in those big time situations. Oftentimes you see maybe the lesser team crack under pressure.
It's early, but I'm trying to think of who I would have take my 5 penalty kicks, and
I'm sure Coach Curtin definitely
Yeah,
knows
oh,
who
he
his
knows.
5 are.
it's not quite an experienced 5 as you might think, though, in my book. Adu goes early looking for McLaughlin. McMahon heads away, and McLaughlin gets called for the foul in any case. Well, that's not going to do it.
I wouldn't even say that was a half chance.
No.
That was just frustration and let's just kill this game off.
Good ball by Fred to find Sapong. Had McLaughlin in the middle, couldn't get it to him, and no foul called.
That looks a little soft for Sapong.
Fred outnumbered and wins a free kick for Philadelphia. Momentum starting to be on the Union side. Richie Marquez and Maurice Adu head up from the back.
So many opportunities just like this all game for the Union, but the services have been off. Let's see if they can connect with someone on the same page on this free kick right here.
You see Brandon Miller frantically addressing where he wants his wall. He's not happy with it. It's Maidana over everybody. Thank you for sticking with this one, 115 minutes. Yes, like you, we're waiting for a goal between Philadelphia and Rochester. Here in upstate New York, you may be waiting for penalty kicks. We'll bring you those as well. Dixon, neat move to turn Gaddis. Diagonal ball dealt with by Fabinho, and Valesky with a sloppy foul. He's a really handsy player. He pulls jerseys and pushes off. That is why he got that persistent infringement call. Turnover. Philadelphia, Pfeffer feeds Fred. He's offside. He's offside. It won't count. Really tight call. Brandon Miller made the save anyway, as Rochester's back line stepped just in time. Here's Samuels against Marquez. And Gaddis has to concede a corner. This is their chance, 117 minutes in. Mendoza all the way across to take it.
These free kick chances are the only chances Rochester's had in this overtime.
Mendoza back post. Walls heads it down and right into the arms of McCarthy. Long ball for CJ Sapong in the penalty area. Layoff, Pfeffer over the top.
Good scoring chance for the Union right there, playing Sapong in behind that back line. Pfeffer needs to do better with that.
Fans of the Union want to see you for the next 90 minutes of soccer at PPL Park Wednesday, June 24th. We can promise you it'll be 90 that night. 7 o'clock kickoff on Wednesday, June 24th when the Union take on Clint Dempsey and the Seattle Sounders. The match presented by TrueMark Financial. Purchase tickets in the next 90 minutes following tonight's match and pay no per-ticket fees. Go to philadelphiaunion.com/promo and enter the code NEXT90, no space, NEXT90. That'll start after this game ends.
I'll be there at that game. I'm really looking forward to that game. It's going to be an exciting game.
I will be watching you on TV. Here's Fred. He's looked lively since coming in. Noguera looking for Pfeffer, and Brandon Miller got there just in time. Unorthodox throw out to Mendoza. And eventually, it stays with Rochester. Dixon trying to stay onside. And he's not. Oh, I don't know about that. He looked onside from here.
Yeah, that was questionable.
And if he was off, why is the linesman where he is? Anyway, it'll be a free kick for Philadelphia. If he was off, the linesman should have held at the halfway line, which is where Dixon was running.
Rochester has a player down with maybe a cramp right now.
Obasi and Walls both stretching out injuries. Union allowed to restart really before Rochester was ready. Sole of the foot touch from Fred. Finds Sapong in the box. Shots deflected over for another corner.
This may be one of their last chances of the game. They need to make sure they get a good service in here from Maidana on that left foot in-swinger. Marquez is pumped up. He's cheering everybody on. He's yelling. He's fired up. He wants this on his head.
Corner in the final minute. Comes out to Noguera. Shot was blocked. Not enough time for anything else. We're going to penalty kicks to decide this U.S. Open Cup fourth round game. 120 minutes of chances between Rochester and Philadelphia. Nobody took one successfully, so they're going to up the percentages and send both teams to the penalty spot to decide this one. Fifth tie all time for the Rhinos against an MLS team. For the Union, they beat FC Dallas on penalty kicks in the semifinals last year. And they lost to DC United on penalty kicks in qualifying for the Open Cup in 2011. So 1-0 in the Open Cup proper. In shootouts, 1-1 in all Open Cup games. I told you it was going to be dramatic, Joe. I didn't know it was going to be 0-0. Who do you give the edge to in penalties? You still like the Union?
I still like the Union, although I'm in my head, I'm not sure if this helps McCarthy or hurts McCarthy that he knows his teammates from last year, because that can really get in your head as a goalkeeper, but it really could get in your head as a shooter as well. might try to change up where they shoot because they think McCarthy knows where they're going. I guess that always edges in the goalkeeper's favor because all you need to do is save one.
Some fire there from Bob Lilly in the Rochester huddle. (0-0) through 120 minutes. The first shootout involving an MLS team in this year's tournament. Adu and Walls, the respective captains, will meet to decide who goes first and at which end the kicks are taken. Again, the draw for the round of 16, which will involve one of these teams, will be Thursday morning. You can watch it on ussoccer.com. From 32 down to 16, and this is the harshest way to decide it. The penalty kicks will be taken at the river end, which is how the Union would want it and how Jim Curtin wanted it. Haven't yet been able to figure out who's going first or, obviously, who exactly will take. McCarthy and his teammates prepping for this one. Penalty kicks to decide it. Okay, people can't be leaving, right? So they're all trying to go behind the goal off to our right in the river. And I see people heading to the exits, and I'm like, what are they doing? You don't leave for a shootout. They're all going down to the river end to get the best view possible. Not all, but plenty of them.
Yeah, Coach Curtin was campaigning to have the shootout down there so they could have a little bit of a home field advantage with their fans.
Adu to shoot first. Adu fires and scores, puts Philadelphia up to start the shootout.
That's what you expect from your veteran captain right there. Started off the right way.
John McCarthy against his former team. Penalty kicks in the Open Cup. Johnny Mendoza, straight up the middle, ties us 1-1.
I always hate it when players scored right up the middle on PKs as a goalkeeper.
It's not fair, right? You have to guess. They should have to guess too. Vincent Nogueira will take for Philadelphia, 1-1. Nogueira, oui monsieur, 2-1.
No hesitation, no doubt where he knew where he was going way before he hit that.
Apostolopoulos will shoot second for Rochester. Substitute center back came on for extra time.
Defenders, I always thought they were going across their bodies. I guess we'll see.
Apostolopoulos. McCarthy denies him with a big stop to his right.
Great save there by McCarthy. Center backs, usually power players, usually hit it across their bodies. But it's a great save by McCarthy there.
He left his line way early, but they always do, and it's very rarely called. CJ Sapong for Philadelphia. Blasts it into the river end. Oh boy.
Third shooter for Rochester, number 20, Tony Balls.
I think maybe he changed his mind on that one.
He's a little too amped up. Tony Walls trying to tie this thing up. Walls stutter steps, denied by John McCarthy.
Another great save by McCarthy.
That was spectacular to his right.
Another great save there by McCarthy. I think maybe he knew where it was going to go.
Walls looked up right before shooting, trying to figure out if McCarthy was guessing. It didn't pay off for him. Maidana has a chance to put Philadelphia in control. Chaco got it, lower left corner. The Union are one shot away.
He couldn't have tucked that any further into the corner if he tried.
Christian Valesky to keep Rochester alive. Shoots. John McCarthy says no. He beats his old team.
Every time, except for that first one down the middle.
And you know he loved getting the last one against Valesky. And look at the reaction. Never in doubt, right?
No, he's a really, really confident keeper. He's a really confident keeper. But he did everything right tonight. Came up with some big saves even before the PKs happened. Kept the team in it, 0-0. Pushed it into overtime, then into PKs.
And the fans who moved to the river end sure got their money's worth with drama right in front of them. We're going to be joined by John McCarthy momentarily. His interviews tend to be memorable, so you may want to stay with us. I have a feeling he's going to be kind of pumped up. Scoreless tie between Philadelphia and Rochester tonight. Philadelphia wins it in a shootout to advance to the round of 16. And we're joined now by Union goalkeeper John McCarthy. John, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Going into the shootout, let's start there. What were you thinking going in, and how many of those did you know from having faced those guys last year?
I faced two of them last year, Johnny Mendoza and Tony Walls. I knew where Tony was going. I wasn't going to change my mind. He shot there a lot in training and stuff. And then Johnny Mendoza just put it down the middle, so I can't really complain about that.
John, you were big all game. Were you super excited to play against your old team?
Yeah, I was pretty stoked. I mean, it's always great to play against your old team, and especially against them because I know a lot of those players are very good and very talented, and I hope they get their chance one day.
Hey, John, we're glad to see you back on the field. First of all, what's it been like kind of dealing with all the situation and trying to get back to training and back to full strength?
It's been good. It's been really good. I mean, I've been training every day, trying to be better than I was the day before, and I'm pushing Brian and I'm pushing Andre every day, and they're pushing me as well. So as long as we're winning, I can't complain.
All right, and the game itself, how did you feel about the team's performance? There was some good, there was some bad. How did you weigh out tonight's performance even before the shootout?
I thought we did well. I mean, we had a bunch of chances, ton of chances. I mean, we missed them. That's all it comes down to. We missed them at the end. I mean, I made a couple mistakes myself. It wasn't our perfect game, but I know we can do better, and we will be better.
Yeah, going forward, John, what are you looking for personally for yourself for the rest of the season?
I mean, just try to be better than I was the day before. Like, I'm 22 years old. I mean, I'm really, really young. So as long as I'm trying to be better than I was the day before and pushing myself, I can't complain.
Hey, John, I know your first start and win at home was big. Where does this rank, winning a shootout on this field?
That's pretty sick, man. I can't complain, especially against my old team. That's even better. So it means a lot to win in front of great friends and great family and friends. So I'm really happy.
John, thanks for joining us. Congrats. Good luck.
Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Team Cameron, man. She's my girl. I hope she's all right. See you guys.
John McCarthy, the man of the match, joining us, giving shout-outs. You win a shootout, you get to give a shout-out to whoever you want.
Well-deserved man of the match of this game.
Jill, we'll wrap things up here. Philadelphia advances. They're on to the round of 16. They'll play either June 30th or July 1st. They don't know yet if it's at home. They're obviously hoping for that. The draw will be Thursday morning on ussoccer.com. You can watch it there. Find out who Philadelphia will play. More than likely, they're going to be in a 4-team group with the Red Bulls, the winner of the New York City FC New York Cosmos game, and my guess is the winner, well, it'll depend on who wins New England and DC's game. So we don't know the 4th team, but those are a couple of the possibilities. Where do you go from here, Jill, if you're the Union? Because Open Cup magic seems to work for these guys 5 times in 6 games now. They've gone to extra time and pulled through most of those. Where do they go from here in terms of MLS play with 3 games in the next week?
I think John said it best. He said, he's just trying to improve every single day and that he's just trying to become a better goalkeeper than he was the day before. And I think that this team is carrying that same mentality, that they just want to be a better team than they were in their last game. And I think that they have some good things to build on, but they've got to finish their product. They've got to have a better refined finished product in the final third. Just a little impatient at times, giving up too much flank play services too early without men in the box. And I think that they're going to carry this momentum going forward into LA.
That's going to do it for us. Philadelphia wins in a shootout, 3-1 over Rochester. For everyone involved in our broadcast, for Daniel, for Nicola, Brendan, Bear, both Carls, for my partner Jill Lloyden, I'm Jonathan Yardley. Thanks for joining us tonight. The Union win it in a shootout. They're back in action this weekend, and they'll continue on to the U.S. Open Cup round of 16. In dramatic fashion, John McCarthy, 3 saves in the shootout to steal the show. The Union on to the round of 16 with some more Open Cup drama.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then an experience is worth millions. We don't remember days, we remember moments. The best thing about memories is making them, and the memories we make here will last a lifetime. For tickets, visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com today.